Tired of the negativity? Looking for a shot of optimism? Well, I have an inspiring story to make you smile right after this. This episode of Misfits and Crackpots is brought to you by the Well-Crafted Story Workshop. Struggling to connect with your audience and attract new clients? Transform your speaking skills at the Well-Crafted Story Workshop with Coach Jimmy Hayes Nelson and yours truly, Dr. Danny Brissell. In just 2 days, master the art of crafting compelling speeches that convert listeners into clients. Whether in-person or virtual, you'll get personalized attention in an intimate group, learning not just from expert coaches, but from fellow entrepreneurs. Don't let another opportunity slip away. Get your free story blueprint today at wellcraftedstoryworkshop.com and turn your story into your most powerful business tool. Your success starts here. Visit wellcraftedstoryworkshop.com now. You're just a well-crafted story away from 7 figures. Hello there, my friend, and welcome to Misfits and Crackpots, short, inspiring stories for busy people. I'm Dr. Danny Brissell. This is a podcast for those interested in extraordinary stories about ordinary people and companies. Consider it your dose of positivity and inspiration for the week. Diane Sawyer said, "Whatever you want in life, other people are going to want it too. Believe in yourself enough to accept the idea that you have an equal right to it." This week's success strategy: keep the faith. In the original film Miracle on 34th Street, attorney Fred Gailey, played by actor John Payne, has to prove to a court that his client, Kris Kringle, is not insane, but indeed the actual Santa Claus. While the judge empathizes with Mr. Gailey and his client, he cannot see a way to come to such a verdict in a respected court of law. After all, the judge shares with a friend and advisor, there is no such thing as Santa Claus. But Mr. Gailey implores, faith is believing in things when common sense tells you not to. Faith can be a tricky thing. For most people, seeing is believing. So dreamers often have a hard time getting others to buy into their visions. But Mel never lost his faith. Mel Fisher is probably not a household name, nor need he be. His beginnings were quite humble, in the heartland of America, where tales of pirates and sunken treasures were as foreign as the ocean itself. Yet from a young age, Mel was captivated by stories of adventure and the allure of the unknown. The Indiana lad's heart was set ablaze with a yearning not just to explore, but to discover. A member of the greatest generation, Mel trained as a hydraulic engineer at Purdue University and the University of Alabama before storming the beaches of Normandy in World War II. Upon his return to America, the California sun lured the young veteran westward. There, he set up a chicken ranch, of all things. However, he soon found himself repurposing one of the farm sheds into California's first dive shop. Yes, Mel had developed a fascination with a new sport known as scuba diving. He'd provide free dive lessons to anyone who bought equipment from his humble store. The chicken ranch took a back seat to Mel's diving fixation, so he decided to sell the chicken ranch to focus exclusively on diving. And he noticed that the family buying his ranch had a beautiful daughter that struck Mel's fancy. He offered her diving lessons, and the two were soon inseparable. They got married and moved to Redondo Beach, California, where they opened Mel's Aqua Shop. The happy couple began to raise a family and enjoyed running their dive shop while pursuing dive expeditions on sites of great natural or historic interest. It was after one such expedition that would change their lives forever. Passing through Sebastian, Florida, the Fishers met Kip Wagner. In the early 1960s, he had found some silver coins washed up on the beach. Entranced, he found a company to seek the remains of a treasure fleet that had sunk off the coast in 1715. That conversation resurrected a boyhood fascination in Mel. He and his family packed up and moved to Florida to hunt for sunken treasure. It would become Mel's obsession, And like Gollum's fixation on the Ring of Power in J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, Mel Fisher could not shake the belief that he alone could find the treasure. Others did not share his enthusiasm. Critics scoffed, rivals mocked, and even friends doubted. They warned him of the folly of abandoning his secure life and the reckless pursuit of a treasure that probably did not nor ever existed. They saw Mel as a dreamer, a fool chasing after fairy tales. But Mel, undeterred, pressed on, guided by a vision that only he could see. Mel had something most people don't: faith. His faith was not in what others saw, but in what he felt in his bones to be true. He set out, armed with nothing but his wits, the support of his family, and an unshakable belief in the impossible. "Today's the day" became his mantra, a declaration of his unshakable belief that success was always within reach, just over the next wave. Mel's infectious faith and vision made his crew believers. For years, Mel and his crew faced the unforgiving nature of the sea. They braved storms, navigated treacherous waters, and dove into the abyss, always in search of the elusive treasure that seemed just beyond their grasp. Many times, they returned empty-handed, their hopes dashed upon the rocky shores of reality. A tragic accident cost Mel the lives of his son, daughter-in-law, and another diver. On shore, government officials harassed Mel relentlessly. The state of Florida battled him every step of the way, claiming anything he found or would find belonged to them. Mel spent years in the U.S. Admiralty courts over ownership, eventually winning his case in the United States Supreme Court. Through it all, Mel's resolve never wavered. He was on a quest not just for treasure, but for proof that faith could move mountains, or in this case, uncover the ocean's deepest secrets. Then, in 1971, a glimmer of hope appeared: a cannon. Mel's crew had discovered a solitary cannon encrusted with barnacles and coral. It was a spark that ignited a fire of renewed determination. The years that followed were a relentless pursuit, each discovery fueling the flames of hope. Silver bars, gold coins, artifacts, each piece offered a testament to the bygone era that lay entombed beneath the waves. But the ultimate prize, the Nuestra Señora de Atocha, remained elusive. The legendary Spanish galleon laden with a king's ransom in gold, silver, and precious stones was a siren song that lured Mel Fisher deeper and deeper into the ocean's embrace. The ocean proved to be a cruel lover. Days turned into months, and months turned into years, and Mel had little to show for his faith. And then, one day, it happened. On July 20th, 1985, after 16 years of searching, of dreaming, and of believing against all odds, Mel Fisher's faith was rewarded. In the watery depths off the coast of Florida, hidden beneath centuries of silt and silence, lay the Atocha's motherlode. The treasure, considered to be one of history's greatest marine archaeological discoveries, was valued at over $450 million at the time of its discovery. Vindicated and celebrated, Mel had believed with every fiber of his being that he would find the Atocha, and in doing so, he had turned the impossible into reality. He knew, however, that the true treasure was not the gold or the jewels that now lay before him. The real treasure was the journey, the adventure, and the unwavering belief that had carried him through the darkest nights and the stormiest seas. Mel Fisher's legacy is not one of riches and fames. It is a beacon of hope for all who dare to dream. It teaches us that faith, when coupled with determination and courage, can uncover the greatest treasures of all. See, friend, inspiration is all around us. You just have to look for it. Thanks for listening. Join us next week for another inspiring story about misfits and crackpots. Misfits and Crackpots is a production of Success Media, produced by Terrence Wishner, Sound effects by Alessandro Lucati, courtesy of Pixabay. Thank you for tuning in. If you love today's story, there's so much more to explore in the book Misfits and Crackpots by yours truly, Dr. Danny Brissell. Grab your copy now on Amazon and dive deeper into the extraordinary lives of those who dared to change the world. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast with fellow misfits who love inspiring stories. See you next time.